So this is one I made just this week, and it's recent, and it is by Leonardo Da Vinci, and it is a lady with an ermine, which is like, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It's like a weasel-looking animal. So I just wanted to do her face as a drawing, and so you can see me doing it here. Now I speeded it up a little bit because it takes a while to get through. This will be like 20 minutes. So I drew this Da Vinci study for this painting in about 20 minutes. So I'm using my right hand to draw with, but I also use my left hand some to help me to see where I need to draw. Now I'm also drawing it upside down, of course, which I'd already said, but the drawing it upside down is to help me to get in touch with the right side of my brain when I'm drawing. Also, it helps me to see really objectively when I am drawing the subject matter, because it's like it's constantly fresh. I can't just draw what I think is there. I draw what I know is there. So even when I make mistakes, like on this one right here, I draw her mouth and I draw her upper lip too full, and so I have to fix it because she has very, very thin upper lip. But it just takes a while. I keep seeing that when I'm drawing. I'm like, I've got to fix that, and I finally do. But I mean, you can see pretty much the way I'm going about drawing it. So I pretty much start with the eyes and then work down to the nose and the mouth, and that's where I think everybody would maybe benefit from going that route. Now you draw it however you want, but I usually start with the eyes, nose, mouth, and then work on the other features after that. So that's my recommendation. Is because if you don't get the eyes right, it's all over anyway. So you got them. You have to have them placed in there. Now you look at the side of her face there, and you think that on the side of her face is a hair, but no, it's some kind of a garment that's worn on top of her head that comes around and under her chin. And I don't know what it is. So I'm going to try to draw it the best I can. So I have to keep widening out the face to get it right. Now, in a lot of these Leonardo da Vinci drawings, you notice the women have no eyebrows or eyelashes. And that's because I looked it up, and it's something about the fact that they were upper class, and it's kind of like a status thing, and they plucked all their eyebrows and eyelashes out, so they didn't have any to show. And this kind of gave them their status, apart from people who didn't, so they were some of the wealthier people. And that's what he did. He did a lot of drawings of wealthier people, like the Medici family. So you'll see that kind of look with these women. I'm going to draw some more Da Vinci's probably, but I'm also going to extend this thing I'm doing out to other famous artists throughout history, and try to draw a lot of them as well. Right now I'm working on that side, and I want to get, she has cheekbones, but they're not really prominent. And I've noticed some things about Da Vinci's art, like the way he does the corners of the eye that he keeps repeating again and again. So I'm starting to pick up on some of the things he does when he draws a face, like in the corners of the eyes or the mouth and the nose. And so it's getting a little bit easier in some ways. The hardest thing that I find in this whole drawing thing is making the videos. So if you like my videos, do like and subscribe. I've got them on YouTube, and if you want to follow along with me, or you just enjoy watching me draw these then please like and subscribe on YouTube. And if you want, you can help support my content with Patreon. I have a link on YouTube for that. But I really enjoy making these, and they're a lot of fun. Like I said, the hardest part about it is making the videos. But you can see right here, I'm working on the eyes and the side of the face. I don't have a shading stump. I probably should get one, but a lot of people out there don't, and they just have number 2 pencils and copy paper, and that's what I'm using, because you can't say, well, he used fancy paper and fancy pencils. I don't have fancy paper and fancy pencils. I just have regular Dollar Tree pencils and copy paper. You can get 500 sheets of paper, copy paper, for about $4 or $5, and even cheaper. I saw some the other day for like $3 and something for 500 sheets, and I was like, that's not bad. So even if you messed up like 30 of these, you still have a lot of paper. So I think it's a good idea to try it and do it upside down like I did, and it might look right, and it might not look right. But you know, you can always say, well, I drew it upside down and it looked terrible, and then just draw it again. So give it a try. I'm going to continue drawing upside down. Some things that I'm going to draw are going to be really simple. Like I drew a butterfly not long ago. And I kind of want to draw that one again, but put some clip art of a butterfly near it so I can have something that I'm showing you that I'm working from, instead of just drawing out of my head, which is not what, even though I drew it upside down, I'd rather have something to go by. I think it would have looked a whole lot better. So I might redo that one. I think that would be a better approach to it. So this one's coming along. It's just her face may be a little long, but then her face is kind of long in the picture itself. And when I tend to draw these, I always draw them a little larger than the picture I'm drawing them from. But yeah, this is called The Lady with the Ermine, and you can look it up on Google Images, and it's done by Leonardo Da Vinci. And I think I finally get that mouth looking more or less like it. Now mine doesn't look exactly like his, but mine kind of look like his drawings. At least to me right now. Maybe later on I'll think they look pretty bad. But for now I'm pretty happy with them. And so I enjoy making these drawings. They're relaxing. But you know, if they get to where the point I'm not enjoying making them anymore, I think it'll be a real task. But I'm really having fun making these drawings upside down of famous replicas of famous artists' work, like this one right here. I think it's coming along pretty good, and it's not too bad to, you know, if you can knock one out in 20 minutes or less. I didn't time this one because I knew it had a lot of shading involved, especially with that veil over there on the side. So it's gonna, you know, you're gonna take a little while to have to work with it. I might try a timed one later. I did an infant not long ago, and I didn't time that one either. But you know, sometimes, I'll tell you what it is. I just forget to turn the timer on. I really just want to enjoy drawing it, and I don't want to be pushed to make it within like 15 minutes. But I usually rush at it anyway. I go at it as hard as I can, because I know that if I take too much time, I'll get this like a fog that comes over me, that where I can't see what it is I'm drawing objectively, and then I'm just making mistakes, even upside down. But upside down, at least, I can go further with it and not make as many mistakes as I would if I drew it right side up. Because when I draw it right side up, I start drawing what I think is there, not what is really there. And that's not what I need to do. Her eyes may be a little too wide open. Her nose might be a little long. But see, these are like a struggle. So you struggle through these and you try to get them to look as much as... And you learn. You learn when you do one of these. And for goodness sakes, just relax when you make them. Enjoy what you're doing. It's not like... The thing is, a lot of people don't want to do this kind of thing because they're afraid they're going to not do a very good job. And so they don't do it. Well, you've already not done it. You need to go ahead and try it and see how well it looks. Now, I know a few people who have tried it, and they were pleasantly surprised by the fact that their drawing tended to look even better upside down than it did right side up when they drew it. I mean, because if you're drawing upside down, look at that, I just turned it around. I think it looks pretty good. I mean, I'm seeing it now from a different angle, so I'm working on it. That mouth needs work. That upper lip, it's just too full. I know what I did wrong, so I'm going to have to work on it. And so I might take it off camera for a minute and just puzzle over it, because I know that top lip is too full. It's she has hardly any top lip at all. Just a hint of one. And so I've got to fix that. And the nose, of course. I think I've got the nose pretty good. You know, I got to get that shadow under the nose just right. And so I'm kind of following what he did. And I'm going to have to follow what he did with the mouth. And that's just erasing the mouth. And we'll see if I get that to look better. So as you watch me drawing it here, you can see I'm puzzling over it. And we'll see how far I can go to make it look better. And I think I've worked, I took it off camera for a few minutes and put it back on. And now I'm working on trying to bring in the highlights. Make sure I've got that eye right. And that mouth, I've got to fix that. Eventually I think I do get it right. You know, the thing with his, if you draw a woman, you can't put eyebrows on her and you can't give her eyelashes. So that's right away, you know, you can't do that because women of any status at that time in history, they didn't have any. I gotta keep working on that mouth to get that mouth just right and thin enough to look right. Now, I'm not drawing all of the veil that's over to the left because that's just a lot of shading, and I'm not really wanting to draw all that. I mean, I could. I just shade it all in. I can't remember if I did or not. It's really not a big deal. If I were doing like a full-size painting, I would, or probably not even then, because I just paint in there in that area. And these are studies. These are me doing a replica of one of his studies, or if I do a replica of some other famous artist study that they later made into a painting. Sometimes I do drawings from paintings, but if I can find where they did a pencil drawing, I'd much rather try to replicate that than a painting, because paintings are not drawings, and the detail on a lot of times it just will not be there like it will be in a drawing. That's coming along pretty good. I just have to make sure I've got that mouth right. It's thinner, so you know, I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, there's some things that I could make better. If I did it again, I might make it even better. So this is my first time drawing this one, and so I'm pretty happy with it as a first attempt. I think if I drew it again, I would try to draw it even better. I don't know what I would change on it, but I'm pretty sure when I draw it again, it'll look better. Hopefully, it might look worse, and that's just the thing you have to go by, is that you're going to try, and no matter what it looks like, it's not you, it's your artwork. So if it doesn't come out right, don't get upset with yourself. I think I got that eye looking a little better now. But when I started this, I drew most of this upside down, so it's really hard for me to change a lot of it. All I can do is little fine details now. There it is, that's not bad. It's coming along. Pretty sure there's still a few things I need to fix on it though. So if you're drawing along with me on this kind of thing, it'll probably take a little bit longer. You can always pause the video. I remember studying about Leonardo Da Vinci and other famous artists when I was at college at Berea. And he's one of them I studied a lot. And this one right here is one of his famous. This is a study from one of his famous paintings. I think at this point right now I've got the mouth right. I did draw it thin enough to where I believe it looks better. And I put the cheekbones in there. Maybe I put them in there a little too much. That's overworking. But I mean, I'm trying to get them in there. You can see her cheek there. Maybe just a bit much. Maybe I've given her too much cheekbone now. I think it's coming along. I mean, for a 20-minute drawing, I'm pretty happy with it, but you know, I think if I did it again, I could make it even better. So, if you want to draw this, I think it's a good one to do a drawing of. You can't really go too wrong with it. But do it on copy paper if you would, and try it with a number 2 pencil. That's all I'm using. Now, I got some nice ones the other day at the Dollar Tree. I found some that were made by Crayola. And the only thing about them is they're round and they're kind of hard to hold. So my hand cramps up a bit with them. The ones that are like regular number 2 pencils that are beveled all the way around are easier to hold. So I have to get used to these that are round all the way around. But yeah, I think maybe I need to bring more highlights up on that left eye. I mean, but you know, I've already drawn it, so it's done. If I did another one, I would change it some. This one's, it's not too bad. I hope you like it. So if you like my drawing and my rambling about creating artwork, please like and subscribe on YouTube. And I just wanted to thank you for watching the video. I think I rubbed a hole in it right there by her nose. Yeah, I did. Some of these erasers on these pencils are just too hard for this paper, and it'll just rub right through the paper. I hope you found this content informative and entertaining. I like to draw stuff upside down and hope to keep creating content like this. Thank you for your support. And please like and subscribe. You can also help support this content by going to patreon.com/artvideoinstruction. Thank you.